Welcome to it. Feel Good Friday. How are you? I'm Paul Sullivan. Now, normally, Billy Merritt would be sitting to my right, stage. Yes. What is that? Stage left? Stage right? I can never figure that out. But today we got I got Felipe Tinajero in the house with me. Felipe, what's up?
What's going on, guys? I know I'm not Billy, but I am here on Feel Good Friday, ready to make things happen.
You'll fit in just fine. It's just long as you don't start talking about talking to plants and
locusts,
all that, and all that kind of stuff. Billy apparently needed a week off after last week. Man, he was in rare form talking about all kinds of bizarro stuff. But hey, we're gonna have some fun. You'll notice that I'm wearing my Chicago Bears gear now. My Cubs are out of the playoffs, so that baseball's over for me. But how about those Braves?
Braves up 3-1 on the Dodgers. I can't believe that. They're going to find a way, and Georgia way, to come back and lose 3 games straight and lose in the 7th game.
See, now I don't understand. What kind of fan says that? I don't understand. I mean, I've heard all kinds of people in this state, or at least in this area, that talk about the collapse of Georgia sports teams. What's the deal with that?
They can't get it. They make it to the big dance, and they break the ankle right there at the big time.
I'm calling it right now. Braves are going to win the World Series.
I would surely hope so.
I'm calling it right now. Braves are going to win the World Series. They're up 3-1.
I think the Astros come back and win again.
If the Astros win, I'll be so angry because I do not like the Astros at all. They were cheaters. They were cheaters. Hey, coming up a little bit later on the show, by the way, we'll have the beer recommendation of the week. We'll also talk about the Classic Rock Revisit, an album that I always talk about, some great classic rock stuff that maybe you forgot about, or maybe you want to just give it another listen. Smith, our producer, you can't see him. He's behind the glass, behind the microphone, all that kind of fun stuff. So he's in the background, but he's helping us out. Smith, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
Just pretty good. Did that sound convincing at all?
Do you feel good this Friday, Smith?
I'm conflicted.
Yes, I'm conflicted. All right, I'll accept that. Hey, we're also going to talk about Halloween's coming up. And by the way, we call him Felipe. We call him Phil. Sometimes I call him Bad Phil or Mean Phil, depending on what his personality is
that day.
Going on. But we're going to call him Good Phil today because it's Feeling Good Friday. Yes. So, Phil, listen. Tell us about your family. What is Halloween? How do you guys do? First of all, tell us about your family and then how you guys celebrate Halloween.
My family have a son, 6 years old, will be 7 in December, and a daughter who is 3 in May. Halloween's a very big time of year for those guys.
Absolutely. That's so much fun. So I'm assuming that you got costumes already, or are you one of those last minute Larrys kind of waiting?
I'm a last minute guy this time.
There it is.
We'll go to Walmart and get the last costume that nobody else wanted this year, I guess.
Where the bag's, it's ripped open. It's been tried on 6 times. something's missing. And Felipe will just be like, that's all right. That'll work.
All right, son, you're going to be a toaster this year.
So let's talk about, when you give out, so you're taking the kids out, obviously. So do you take the kids, or does your wife take the kids, or do you both?
We both go.
Okay. So that means that you're not at home accepting trick-or-treaters.
No.
No. So he's one of those people.
I'm one of those guys.
So don't go knocking on Felipe's door. You'll be sadly disappointed.
I'll leave a candy bowl outside.
So, all right. So before you had children, what kind of candy are like if you were going to put candy out for the kids to trick or treat? What's your go-to?
Reese cups.
Reese cup. Now, are you one of those, like, you give them like the full-size Reese, or you give them a little tiny, small
the
Reese?
The single Reese cups,
mm-hmm.
Not the full 2-pack from the store, but I give them the singles. Definitely singles, maybe Starburst, Skittles, little candy that I think everybody would like. I don't want to give out nobody like a dum-dum. You know what I mean?
Nothing wrong with the dum-dum. There's nothing wrong with those. They're really cheap.
They are.
You get that gigantic bag for like $6. You got
kids all night.
Treats for everybody. So when you were a kid, Felipe, what was your worst Halloween costume?
Oh man, I think I was a pumpkin one year.
A pumpkin?
Yeah.
So we want to know. Comment on what was your worst Halloween costume. If you'll put a comment on there, we want to know your worst Halloween costume. What about your best one you were most proud of?
Oh my goodness. I was the Blue Power Ranger my pre-K year of school.
He's a Blue Power Ranger.
In life and in Halloween. Couldn't convince me otherwise.
So obviously the times have changed.
Yes.
So
still love blue though.
That's right. And so this would have been what, 15 years ago?
1999.
So all right, so 11 years ago? No. How many years ago is that? 21 years ago. Is that right?
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, wow, you are getting old. I thought I was the old one, but yeah, he's getting up there in years too. So obviously the times have changed. So you were, a 90s kid.
Yes,
I was more of a 70s, part of the 80s part of the 80s kid, if you will. So obviously times change. So when you were going out trick-or-treating, so when you were a kid and you were trick-or-treating, did you get to go by yourself?
No, never.
Mom and dad went with you?
My mom would always go with me.
Okay.
It'd be my mom, her friend, and another one of my friends, like a group of my friends from school, and like a few other moms. We'd all go.
Gotcha. See, that was the weird thing about when I was a kid. Literally, that's how times have changed. I mean, when I was a kid, you got to remember it's dark.
Yes.
Okay. So, it's like it's dark outside. You're in some garb you can, most of the time you can't see out of very well. It's hard to breathe if you're wearing a mask. You're a kid, you're running, you're spaz, you're eating candy as you go. So you're just like, you're all lit up, shaking and everything, all excited and jacked up from the candy or whatever. But it's nighttime. And we would just go like off, be like, see you in a few hours, Mom.
About to get some candy. I'll be back.
Come back with a sack full of candy, or like, did you ever have did you have like little plastic pumpkin bucket?
Pumpkins, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That was very, very common. See, when I was a kid, you didn't really do that. You didn't do the plastic pumpkin thing. Well, in fact, a lot of us to get more candy, you'd take a pillowcase.
Oh.
Yeah. Because you know how much candy you can hold in a pillowcase?
Yeah.
1 year, I almost filled it.
My goodness.
Almost. So where you grew up, was there like, the street where like everybody knew, like, that's where you go to get like the full size candy bars, stuff like that?
Yeah. A lot of people would always go, I guess here in Douglas, the Bay Meadows area, or Touchton Woods, or even the golf club. I'd always go to Touchton Woods. It was less traffic, less crowded. Didn't want to get ran over. They always gave great candy, but it seemed every year was less and less people wanting to give candy out. And now it's even worse. Hard to find.
It really is now. Yeah, it really is. Now a lot of people, they're just so panicky about everything. Dory, I know, by the way. Dory, come on over here real quick. Come on over here, Dory. Dory, she's our office manager, administrative person, money person / she's our money lady right there. And this is Dory. Dory, what was your worst Halloween costume when you were a kid? Worst one, like the one you hated it, you didn't want to do it, and your parents made you.
To be honest with you, I cannot remember.
She cannot remember. Come on, Dory, you're not that old. Come on, I'm older than you. Come on, way older than you. All right. Then what was your best one? The one that you were most proud of? Then I know you got to remember that one. Good Lord, Dory forgot to take her pill this morning. I tell you,
you're still my hero, Dory.
Grown up though, it was when we all dressed up like Kiss.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Dressed up like Kiss.
Which one were you? Which Kiss member were you? She doesn't know the name, but she remembers the makeup. Yeah. Were you the cat?
Yes, I was the cat.
Peter Criss, the drummer. So she was the drummer.
Yeah.
Did you have pictures?
Liked it. We made the outfit. I mean, we made like our own capes and everything.
Do you have pictures of that? You got to bring those in. We got to share those. We got to share those next week on
somewhere in the album.
That's somewhere. I might be able to find them somewhere.
Well, I got to say, like when I was a kid, I grew up poor. I mean, we didn't have a lot of cash, so a lot of times we were making our costumes,
right?
The year that I say was my worst, it was also one of those years where money was tight. I think I just put some stuff on and painted my face orange.
I'm a pumpkin.
I'm a pumpkin boss, man. Give me some candy.
Now, I know where I grew up, it was a smaller area, so we would actually, if we had time, we'd go the whole town. We'd cover the whole town, and then if you had time, you'd make another round. Like you go to the same houses.
I'm back.
Because and if if your costume wasn't, if it didn't stick out or really make a statement, they wouldn't remember you. I mean, they're getting hundreds of kids, that are coming to the door. They just get on my face. Here's some candy. Yeah, get on my face. So you go back around, especially the full size candy bars. Oh, those houses were golden. I mean, those houses were great. Everybody went by there. By the way, what's the cutoff for you, in your opinion? How old is too old? So like
trick or treat.
Yeah, for trick or treating. What's the cutoff where you can legitimately trick or treat? Do you think it's fair?
Oh man, I'd say maybe 13 years old, 12, 13 years old.
13. So a teenager is going to be trick or treating?
I would be happy at 13 to go trick or treating.
I have to admit, I think I did too. How old are you in 8th grade?
You're less than they're 14, 8th grade, maybe.
So, but you're 13, right? In 8th grade? I think so. 13 in 8th grade?
I think in
14.
I was 13 in 7th grade. I think it was my last year.
Okay. So because I trick or treated when I was in 8th grade. I think about that now. I'm like, yeah, so I was 13 or 14.
I was lucky to have a younger sister, so I could constantly go.
Oh, yeah. That's always good. You have that excuse. Oh, I'm just taking my little sister.
Chaperone.
Yeah.
I'll also go to the houses and ask for candy.
Yeah. And you got to love it when like the nice lady or the nice man, whatever. They're like, oh, you have, and so they're talking to your little sibling. And they're like, well, here, you take one too.
I appreciate that.
And of course, Phil is like, he's not turning down candy. No, nobody's turning down candy.
Last year, I actually got coupons for pizza places in Douglas.
Really?
Yeah. I was excited.
No, that's actually pretty good. I never thought about that.
Good value.
Well, I went to the store yesterday. It was my day off. And so I went to the store and I bought my Halloween candy. All right. So I went, I'm not going full size. Sorry. I'm not going full size candy bars, but I got the good ones. Like you said, I'm not, I didn't buy Dum-Dums or like the, the generic, whatevers, things like that. I mean, I got Snickers and, and Twix and, like the good ones,
right.
The brand names or whatever. So then here's the other thing. And I know you take your kids out, so you're not really, handing out candy. Smith, do you hand out candy?
We live in the middle of nowhere. No one, they never show up.
Well, why would you?
We live in we're in the woods. It is terrifying.
It's a Halloween scary stuff there.
You don't want to be out there at night.
He's playing weird music and got these strange lights, so yeah, no one.
Plants are talking to him.
You're talking to the plants out there. He's talking to the plants.
They would approach and there would be like metal drums in the background, just like floating through the forest.
So when you were a kid, did you ever get it where they handed they put the bowl or the bucket or the bag or whatever the candy was in, where they just handed it to you? Did you ever have that? And then you were supposed to take one or some.
Yes.
Did that ever happen?
Yes.
So how many did you grab? Come on.
I was normally a very good person about that. I'd grab, if they say grab two, I'd make sure it's my favorite two. I wouldn't pick like one this, one that. Like there's 2 Snicker bars, I'd grab 2 Snicker bars.
Gotcha. And Smith, how about you? Were you an honorable trick-or-treater?
I'm afraid to admit that I was extremely introverted. Not that I'm not still fairly introverted. I don't think I ever legit trick-or-treated, though I did dress up for parties occasionally.
You did not trick-or-treat?
I don't believe I ever did.
You're invited with my family this year, Smith. You can hang out with little Phil and go trick or treat.
There you go. Yeah. You can actually go around with little Phil.
Right. Now I've went to little costume parties and stuff like that, but that's about it.
We got to get him trick or treating. You're going with little Phil.
You can go this year, man.
You're going to be a blast. Trick or treat this year. Oh,
Let's
absolutely.
do it.
No, you absolutely have to trick or treat this year. Well, let's go back to sports here for just a minute. So now, Phil, who's your go-to football team?
Mine. I like the Houston Texans.
Okay. Now I know you're big into the fantasy football, which I really don't understand. I never have. I don't really get it. I mean, I understand how it works, but I've never really understood the thrill,
right,
or the excitement. I mean, if it's betting, okay, I get it. You're trying to win money. Is that what it is?
A lot of betting going on. I bet on. There was the Jags when they played the Bengals. I bet on that game just so I could watch it.
The first step is to admit you have a problem.
Yes.
I mean, that's the first step. So, all right. So fantasy football. So how many leagues are you in?
5.
5? And how much did they cost you?
Wait.
Is your wife going to watch this?
She's okay.
Does she know?
She knows.
So you haven't withheld information?
Some are
so
50.
Phil's not going to get in trouble?
I think average across the board is $50 a league. And then every weekend, week out, we'll play DraftKings for, the 1 o'clock games. We'll have $20 on those, $20 on the 4 o'clock games, and then $20 on the 8 o'clock game.
This guy's made of money over here.
I've won the past 3 weeks. I've put $20 and flipped it to $450.
See, this is what working at Billy Merritt Marketing will do. You can just bet hundreds of dollars every week on silly sport games and things like that. And it also, if you work at Billy Merritt Marketing, you'll also be able to trick or treat as an adult.
Yes.
We're gonna we're gonna get Smith an opportunity to go trick or treat. So what are you gonna be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm last minuting it for
Phil,
sure.
Do you dress up when you take the kids?
I would like to, but I'm a little out of shape at the moment.
Well, you don't have to be like in shape to dress up.
I thought it'd be really cool to be like a Spartan, but I'm not in my cousin Kevin Tinahero shape.
There's a specimen.
I got the specimen, a whole unit over there. I'm looking like. You ever seen 21 Jump Street?
Mm-hmm.
He's more like Channing Tatum, and I'm the other guy. Jonah Hill.
So Smith, what are you going to be when you dress up this year?
Maybe just go generic, do a zombie.
Is that generic? Being a zombie?
I don't know. Maybe a little zombie here and there.
I mean, I guess it's better than being a ghost. Just wearing the sheet.
Like a sheet.
That's kind of generic. Although I did see on Facebook the other day, this is pretty funny. If you're looking for a costume, all right, you take the sheet, right?
Mm-hmm.
You rip it. All right, so you just got just part of it, right? You just rip a portion of the sheet off and you stick it to your head, right? And then what you go as? A piece of sheet.
Piece of sheet.
Oh, I love that.
Now, if I could, I'd probably want to be what do you call those old witch doctors with like
the big mask like a
beaks?
crow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a
Oh.
crow mask. I'm talking about.
Trying to remember. They were like healing doctors or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
back in the day.
If anybody knows the answer to that,
the
let
black
us
old
know.
black magic type of guy there. I like that.
Smith, he may have to look that one up. I'm not sure what that is.
I do like the mask he's talking about though. It's really
I did probably my worst costume. I dressed up as a cheerleader and not a male one.
okay.
You know, so I dressed up as a cheerleader because my sister, she was a cheerleader, so I had her.
You already had the
cheerleading
outfit.
uniform. Yeah, so I did that one year. Put on the whole makeup, the whole deal, all that kind of crap. So that was probably my worst. My best one, I just wanted as a Major League Baseball player.
Okay.
I'm still trying to do that a little bit
There's,
as an adult, but
You Sammy Sosa?
no. This is way before Sammy Sosa. Man, I'm old.
Oh, you're right. Sammy. I was growing up with Sammy Sosa, so that makes sense that you wouldn't be dressed up as Sammy Sosa.
Exactly.
In the mid-90s.
Yeah. I was a future baseball player, Sammy Sosa. So what's it called, Smith?
Plague Doctor, and
Doctor.
I'll show you
what?
some of my Plague Doctor.
Plague Doctor.
Now these are from Bloodborne. I love these designs.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I'd be pretty scared if you walked
Yeah,
up
that's
on me
pretty.
at night
Yeah,
time.
yeah. You can't be going with little Phil like that.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, that would definitely not work. Hey, also, by the way, I want to say hi to my mom. You know, I always have to say hi to my mom. Talked to her on the phone a little bit yesterday. But talking about when I was a kid and we did trick or treating. So did you guys ever, because again, it doesn't matter. This is all in the past. You're not, the cops aren't going to show up or anything like that. So when you guys would do trick or treating as a kid, did you ever egg a house?
My mom was always there. We never. I mean, if we wanted to, we couldn't because I'm not gonna have a good afternoon if she ever found out that I did that. I was there with her.
My mom is going to be, so ashamed of me. But yeah, I did that.
Really?
I did that when I was a kid. Yep. But I'm going to blame it on my friend Brian, Brian Olson. He's out there in internet land. Brian Olson was the one who made me do it. It was because it was, a double dog dare and all that kind of. If it's a double dog dare, you got to do it. I mean,
It's a
you just have
must.
to.
Did you ever do the toilet paper roll?
I thought I was gonna
Absolutely.
ask. I've never done that. I wanted to do that. Never did
Well,
it.
we did that. We did that at homecoming. That was like the whole town. They would do that all the time. I mean, I remember this is very odd, but I remember people doing that to their own yard
Right.
when it was homecoming.
Like
Yeah.
almost for decoration.
Yeah, that's what it
Wow.
became. So you'd always have toilet paper hanging from the trees and stuff like that. So I mean, people would do their own yard, but yeah. So I mean, we did that at homecoming, but on Halloween a few times, but not a lot. Again, we were more interested in getting candy.
Yes.
Now what we did do, we called it smearing. That's what it was called. We would go smearing. Okay, so once you got to a certain age, you trick or treat a little bit and you get some candy, so you could get that that quick sugar buzz. But we would call it smearing. Basically, it was just shaving cream. You just splat shaving cream on your friends and just run around like a bunch of morons, degenerates, basically. But yeah, so I did that.
A bunch of hooligans running
Yeah,
around
we
the
really
streets
were.
of
And
Chicago.
so, like in 7th and 8th grade, we did smearing. That's what it was called, is with the shaving cream. So, and you talk about just a mess. I mean, you can't get that stuff off. I mean, until you shower. So if somebody nails you, it's in your hair. It gets all sticky and hard and gross. I mean, it was rough. So you'd have to, then you'd go up to the house wanting a candy bar, and you'd just be like covered in shaving cream. Like you said, a bunch of hooligans are at my door. So, but we did that. So, but it was always fun. So I always did. I always enjoyed Halloween. So we've had some of our ninjas that have not requested, but demanded. They demanded that we dress up.
Yeah, I've seen that. We have a few
office.
in office today right now.
Yeah, and a few in office. We need to get Ty Leverett. Ty, I know you can hear me, buddy. He's over. He's working hard, but we'll give him a quick minute. We need to get Ty to come over here real quick. Ty's one of our text ninjas. Him and a couple other guys and girls were adamant about we have got to dress up. So Ty, come on over here. Come on over here on camera.
Be careful, guys. This guy's a unit.
Yeah, that's you're talking about a Spartan. I mean, look at this guy.
Look at the shoulders on this
look
man.
at this guy.
My God.
That's broad. All right, so you and was it Moises? You guys got a costume that you guys got ready for Halloween? Speaking to the microphone.
Yes. Grant Cardone. Dressing up as Grant Cardone.
Oh, that's a good one. Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes. Yeah, that's a good. So, have you heard of some of the other girls and guys? Have they shared their ideas on what they're thinking about dressing up as?
Some are going to be boxers.
Who's going to be a boxer?
Samantha and Brooklyn. Smith and Brooklyn.
They're gonna be boxers, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
supposedly. Moises wants to be a UFC fighter. Basic stuff like that.
Okay.
He's not going outside the box.
No, Grant Cardone though. If you're watching this,
Moises just needs an excuse to run around with no shirt on.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Well, we need to get him over here too. Well, hey, by the way, we got Ty's been with us for a while now as a texting ninja, moving into the sales department as well. So all you got to do is give them your Facebook address, all that kind of stuff, where they can get a hold of you.
gotcha.
So make sure that you do that.
Thought you were gonna do that now, but I guess
you just have to look him up, I guess. Ty Leverett.
Ty Leverett.
Okay.
Facebook. 912-383-5036.
So if you want your auto dealership to sell way more cars, Ty's getting in the game. Moises he's one of our other ninjas. He's getting into the sales game as well. By the way, Billy Merritt presents our whole show,
Yes.
Feel Good Friday, and he does it every week from 11 until noon, every weekday, that is.
Here in beautiful
Different
Brockton,
parts of the
Georgia.
show. Yeah, different parts of the show. And Billy, he's actually filming right now over in our call center, just next door, in our temporary facility. And Billy just walked in. Billy, come on in, man. Slide up here and be part of the party.
The GOAT.
Goat.
The goat is in the building now.
So, I don't know if I'm probably going to have to give them their money back. We have a new corporate sponsor, and I was supposed to talk about it at the beginning of the show.
Uh-oh.
The Beach Diner in Fernandina Beach, Florida. It's on the corner of 8th Street and Sadler. The Beach Diner.
You got to clue me in on this stuff.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't. I was actually solving problems. My job description is problem solver, right?
Yes.
And we had a big problem this morning. They were delivering our furniture to the new store.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking
to
about.
the new office,
Mhm.
and they had messed up part of the floor. So now we got painters back in there, plumbers in there, and they couldn't deliver it. So I've been problem solving. So my apologies to Beach Diner in Fernandina Beach, Florida.
We'll give him plenty of plugs.
Yeah, make sure that man, their mimosas. I'm sorry, their eggs Benedict is
Smith, look up
amazing.
the Beach Diner in
Yeah.
Fernandina.
Got it.
So we can get their website, their
On 8th and
Facebook
Sadler.
page, all that
8th
kind of
and
stuff.
Sadler.
Yeah. So you've been there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
I do. Yes, I've done it all. I've never done dinner because there's some places. I'm sorry, Beach Diner. Yes, that's the best place. That's the best place for dinner too.
Almost slipped right there. He slipped on something, I think it was. I think that's what it was. So, all right. So you've been problem solving. So we were talking so you can kind of get clued in. Pull up a chair, dude. It's your building. And, it's your business. We'll let you sit down.
You
So,
can join the show.
Snag a chair. So we were talking a little bit about Halloween and some of the rituals and things like that. So this year, when you have kids come into your house for trick or treating, so do you know what you're going to be passing out, or what April? What he's going to be passing? April's going to handle all this. He probably doesn't even know the answers.
Saturday, the 31st. I'm trying to think if I'm going to be home. There's a huge event going on that's going to be going on at one of our dealerships that's close by, and it's going to be totally staffed. So we may be out on site during Halloween. So, but if indeed we're there, I'm going to be giving out apples and oranges.
Apples and he's going to be that
I was
guy.
looking for the answer of knowledge.
Oh, like the goat's going to be handing out.
Come here, little
knowledge.
fella. Sit down and let's talk about something. Do you know that there's good information and bad information?
No one's going to come to his house.
Little Timmy, did you write your goals down today?
Can you imagine that? A kid coming back from the house, meeting, passing the kid who's heading up. Don't go there. Don't go there. All he's doing is handing out knowledge.
Yeah. Those guys are missing out.
He's gonna punish him for not expecting enough candy.
That's probably it. That's probably it. So I know, Billy's always been driven. I've called him relentless for a really long time. So I'll ask you that question. So when you were a kid and you dressed up for Halloween and you go to the door and they, if it was one of those houses where they like put out the bowl, where you you could grab it yourself. How many pieces of candy did you take?
I was not a greedy child. I'm still not a greedy person. I didn't get many. I mean, one or two. I think, when I talk about good information and bad information. I didn't have a whole lot. I say very often that I didn't have a whole lot of good information when it came to money and success. But there's a caveat to that. Everybody in my life, my mother, my father, and my grandmother and my great grandmother, I remember very distinctly them telling me that you can do anything you set your mind to. Okay, so I did have some good information there, and I think that's why I believe that, because when your parents, your grandparents tell you something, you just believe it, right? So, but what does this have to do with candy? What what they also all taught me that I'm just, it's not second nature, it's first nature, is being polite and kind. And you know what I'm saying? And so, no, I never got more than my share of candy.
What does it have to do with candy? Well, candies are treats.
Yeah.
And see that you were treated to some great knowledge. What a segue that
Look
was.
at that.
That's how you make that happen, my
I'm
friend.
gonna give you a
That's-
A for effort, but it's as far as the efficacy of the actual.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a stretch.
It was a stretch.
Yeah, it was a bit of a stretch. So,
For that one.
all right. So, are you? Have you been to a recent adult Halloween party? A
No.
dress up one. A dress up one.
Not recently.
Recent.
Would you consider having one?
How's the when was the last time you did one as an adult dress up party that you attended?
Make sure I get this right. It's been quite a few years ago.
So, what were you? You remember?
If I remember correctly, I was what was the guy's name? The had the bodyguard named Big.
They had the bodyguard named Big.
You know who I'm talking about. He was it's not the same guy that's on the Fun Factory or on
No, not Rob Dyrdek.
it's not him. But
Yeah.
you remember Big and somebody.
Mhm.
Big and
Was this
someone.
the TV show? Was it?
No, it's like it was on, almost thinking like on MTV or
like
look up Big and
MTV.
Big and
It was on
MTV.
anyway.
Big and MTV.
So it was there's this-
Rob and Big.
Rob and Big. I was Rob.
You were Rob.
Rob
okay.
Dyrdek.
Mhm.
So, who was Big?
A friend of mine who's now in prison.
Okay.
So, you were a Rob in big trouble, apparently.
Yeah,
There for a while.
he's
So-
in prison.
Well, Phil and like a whole bunch of our ninjas want to have a dress up day. I told them it was fine. It will have to be, for Friday, I guess, where they can dress up. So, are you gonna participate? You gonna dress up this year?
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. Anything in mind? You're gonna keep it a secret.
I'll keep it a secret. It's going to be. Well, how would I look as George Washington? Could I pull it off?
George Washington. Let's see.
Yeah.
I think I could do it.
I think so. Absolutely.
Let's see.
Hold that up. Hold that up next time. Spin it around, obviously. So hold that up. So, what do you think? Yeah, there it is. Can you pull it off?
I got to.
I think you can pull it off.
I think so.
A little bit of that white hair
little
action.
curl out,
Yeah, a little of that
If
white
I
hair
hadn't got
action.
a haircut yesterday, it would probably been easier to pull off.
Probably got to stay out of the sun for a while. I mean, I would obviously probably,
I can pass the George Washington
Yeah.
skin tone.
exactly. We're talking skin tone. I mean, look at that. That's me right there. I'm telling you. I could probably do that. Well, I've had several people ask me, Billy, if it would be okay if they dressed up as you. And I told them, yeah.
I was Billy one time for Halloween.
Where? So
Yeah.
what were you dressed up the year that you dressed up as Billy?
I had my bulletproof coffee. My slacks, my tie, suited up,
So
Ray-Bans on,
There-
my
the-
Yeti cup, bulletproof.
let's talk about that. So you called me relentless, and I built this empire because my relentlessness and the rules that I followed past tense. I still we're working back into some of the rules that I've been breaking myself. So he dressed up as me because when for years every single day I wore a tie, a shirt and tie.
Sure.
I wore a shirt and tie, and it's always a white shirt and a solid colored tie, or either striped tie. That's just that was my look.
Some Donald Trump ties.
I did have some Donald Trump ties, yep, that were made in China.
Making America great.
He was making America great. But anyway, no. So now this is because it's Feel Good Friday, and this is our sponsor. I don't know if you noticed the shirt or not. You can't read it.
That would be the
across
Beach Diner in Fernandina. On what street?
8th and Sadler.
there. Yeah, hey, man.
For quick learners.
Links in the comments.
Spinach, spinach and egg, spinach, crab,
Oh, wow.
spinach omelet. That's what I got.
That sounds delicious.
It was amazing.
Yeah, you should have brought us some of that.
But anyway,
To go.
so one of my rules
He's
is
got the Digininja Express plane. I mean, you could have just buzzed over there, picked us up some food, come on back.
when we take DigiNinja down there, we're going to go to Beach Diner and we're going to go to Amelia Island Brewing Company. I haven't even had a chance
Sweet.
to get that in.
Yeah, so we can go to the Beach Diner for breakfast.
Yep.
Get that spinach and what else is in it?
Crab,
Spinach and crab omelet. That sounds fantastic. Then we can go to
orange juice.
and orange. Yeah, orange juice, perhaps some spiked orange juice if you prefer.
Yeah.
We're just saying, and you a mimosa guy?
Huh?
Are you a mimosa guy?
Slide one of those guys.
It's slide one of those. Go ahead.
So the ingredients, educate those who don't know what the ingredients of a mimosa is.
Orange juice.
and champagne.
Yep.
Okay. And what about a screwdriver?
Orange juice and vodka.
Okay. So what is if you mix orange juice, vodka, and champagne?
Now that I haven't had.
Screwmosa.
Oh, look at there it is.
Yeah. And so, I have to admit, a mimosa is a very girly drink.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's light.
They're light. They're delicious though. Very girly. So if you want to be a tough guy, order a screwmosa. You get your,
Still getting all that stuff in there.
yeah. Then so what are you drinking? A mimosa. What are you drinking? That's he's drinking a mimosa. Tough guy. Cowboy boots drinking a mimosa.
My goodness.
So that way when they ask Billy, I'm drinking a screwmosa.
Got a vodka in there. Yeah, stuffing him up.
So coming up on Halloween, all the different things that come up for the candy, all the different types of candy. What's your go-to to pass out? Passing out to kids.
Yeah,
If you were home,
I
if you were
try
home.
really hard to be just brutally honest. I rarely don't even know. I can't remember the last time I handed out candy.
Okay.
So if you can ask me what
You're probably working.
my go-to eat.
All right, what's your go-to candy?
Reese cup.
Okay.
Full
Full size or the small ones?
Oh man, let's talk about the car business here. Talk about my mentor, Ken Helms, who got me in the direct mail business. Which, by the way, direct mail is making a comeback because so many people are going digital. And by the way, this whole election thing has the ads manager just totally. I know y'all don't want
Messed
to
up.
get into that. But anyway, direct mail is making a comeback. And so Ken Helms 15, 20 years ago was training me on the different things. And his method was loud music. So you notice when I walk in, I know a lot of you guys wear headphones, but I got a DJ, 30-year DJ. I'm like, where's the tunes at? So, I always like to keep the music going. And borderline too loud is better than silence. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it creates that excitement. He would always bring in the James Brown and I Feel Good and Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, he was just cranking it up loud. None of that's
going old school.
Yeah, and it's very non-offensive. Anybody can, anybody is happy to listen to that. And he would put a big old tub of candy on the tables out there, and they would be full of the mini Reese cups. I never just go out and buy those because I think to buy those you have to buy a big bag.
Yeah.
And I would eat the entire bag. So I just go with the 4 packs of the full size.
That way you're safe. I'm only gonna eat 4.
Well, 4 of those, and then I'll eat a 4-pack of the Almond Joys with 2 with 1 chocolate milk and 1 Yoo-hoo.
Okay.
Holy moly! When he goes, he's gonna go big.
On Fridays, that's what I do.
He's gonna go. He's gonna go big.
So do you have cheat days in that case?
Man, again, here I got to be brutally honest. It's not like I'm strict all the time, but yeah, theoretically, Fridays are a cheat day.
Kind of a cheat. So what? So besides candy, what's a go-to cheat item for you?
French fries.
Okay.
Yeah.
317's French fries.
Yeah, I cheat on that every day.
You cheat on French fries every day?
So here's the deal. Again, I'm not very strict right now, but here's what
Here's to say. First, he's talking about Friday only. Now it's every day.
I said theoretically Friday. Only.
Oh, okay.
There's a big difference between
French fry Billy over here.
Or tater tots from cow tippers.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, they have a new menu, by the way. I need to come by and pick up our check from Cow Tippers for this promotion right there. But Cow Tippers has amazing smash burgers and amazing tater tots.
But our sponsor, the Beach Diner in Fernandina.
That's correct.
That's where
they're going to want their money back. So bad. They're still going to want their money back.
And what street are they located on, Felipe?
I know 8th Street in Sadler.
There it is.
Maybe Felipe will keep us in their good
And
graces.
we do have their website in the comments, by the way, if you want to go check out their menu and location, the Beach Diner in Fernandina. And we definitely got to take DigiNinja Express, the plane, and fly over there and enjoy some local flavors, if you will.
Crab
Do
and
that.
spinach omelet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you that I haven't eaten breakfast. I haven't eaten lunch. I am starving. I'm ready. Why don't we just hop in the plane right now?
I don't think the pilot's available today.
There's
I'm
always
pretty
a
sure you
catch.
guys have some problems to solve.
Yeah, we've been solving problems all morning, man. I mean, you weren't here on time. We solved that problem like that.
That's the easiest problem to solve.
Man's been in Paul and a full-time Paul.
That's right. They say he's got both. He's got both.
That's how I turned part-time Paul into full-time Paul. I just stopped showing up.
Somebody's got to pull up.
Shots fired. So,
Speaking of part-time,
yeah, go ahead.
I saw Jeremy last night.
Oh yeah, part-time Jeremy.
Our performance manager, Jeremy. I saw him. Guess where I saw him?
317.
317. Yeah.
And I'm sure he was drinking water
He was
and,
drinking
and a salad.
Water, salad. If there was any protein, it was boiled. He was being very strict. I think he's
Boiled chicken. Yum. Nothing says flavorless like boiled chicken. Yum.
quite the night at 317 last night.
So, well, maybe that's what caused all the problems. You know, I mean, I heard some stuff that, that was going on in town. There were some sirens. Billy Merritt's probably involved in that somehow. Just
now, listen, not this Billy in
past Billy,
previous buyback Billy, Billy from Broxton. Been many sirens attached to that name.
So what about April? What's April doing for Halloween? She gonna dress up this year?
I think so. She dressed up as a running back one time. That was pretty. I need to find those pictures, share those with you on Feel Good Friday. That was pretty slick. But yeah, she we live in the golf club area, and like people haul their kids in.
Oh yeah.
To trick or treat at our doors.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I tell you what I did do. I'm sorry, it wasn't a party, but on Halloween, let me tell you what I did 3 years ago. This was super cool. Okay, I dressed like like the Grim Reaper. Okay, I had the sickle, and I had the black garb,
mm-hmm.
and I went to the farm and got the biggest mule that we had, gentle broke mule, and I rode him through the streets of the golf club.
That's great.
As the Grim Reaper on a big black mule. And man, now you're talking about scaring some kids.
That's great.
That was some kind of fun.
You kids were like, the end is nigh.
Yes, absolutely.
Were any of you guys scared of clowns?
No, I wasn't.
I mean,
yeah.
Sean, I remember dressing up as a clown one year, but I went as kind of almost like a demented one. No, I mean, but what I did was I had a line, we're makeup obviously, but I had a line down my face, and one half of my face was like that dark purple, and then another side of it was black, and I had like a purple wig on and all this kind of stuff. Scared the bejesus out of my nephew. I was trying to explain to him that it was me, but he couldn't get past, the makeup. So he was just freaking out about that. But I mean, are you into like the horror stuff for Halloween?
No.
Do you like that stuff?
I watch for movies, yes.
What about a haunted house?
I like those a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
I never. I mean, I don't want to say that I don't get scared. I mean, you get startled.
Oh, I would probably be scared. I'm telling you. So Jahari Window. No, man, I'm out on all that stuff. I'm out on trying to be scared of doing the whole horror thing. Or here's why. Okay, here's why with me. Now, I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying with me, I totally understand that thoughts are things. And that reality is a manifestation of the dominating thoughts that we allow ourselves to focus on.
Well, that was pretty deep for Feel Good Friday. I just gotta say.
Well, it's woo woo. So we always talk about woo woo on Friday, but it's not woo woo. It's actually scientifically, and so I'll quote somebody who teaches this theory way more than me, who is Dr. And Professor Dr. Deepak Chopra. So I'm not just making this up. I'm quoting a doctor here, best-selling author, everything. Thoughts are things. Reality is the manifestation of the dominating thoughts of our mind that we allow ourselves to give our emotion to. If you focus on that negative stuff all the time, well, me, because I know that it's real. If I focus on being a murderous villain with and get into it emotionally. If you baptize your thoughts with emotions, they become real.
Yes.
So I don't, and some people are not as bought in as I am to whatever. Right. So maybe they see that line of reality, fantasy, maybe they see it. Maybe Felipe's, he has that clear picture of this is just a fantasy or this just make-believe. Mm-hmm. I turn make-believe into reality. I do it all the time.
There's some houses where you actually have to sign a waiver going in where the people are actually allowed to. I don't want to do that.
Well, let me explain to you. Not explain, but let me comment on that. Yes, they are. And they would. I know someone who grabbed a girl and put her inside a box in one of these things, right?
Haunted houses, yeah.
And so maybe that's why so the first reason is why I don't watch or watch those movies. My dreams become reality. So I don't want that reality. But the reason I don't do those things where people are intentionally scared, I'm a very reactive person. I react to someone touching me or threatening me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one time it's so funny. I'd love to have him on the show talking about it.
Phil's gonna go in the haunted house and just clock.
Well, I honestly would. If somebody put their hands on me, I would just immediately hit them in the jaw. Try my best.
Here come the sirens.
But we were at a dealership. Our sponsors are they're gonna give it. But Woody Folsom Chrysler Dodge Jeep Rams having a huge event in Douglas, Georgia. And when I was working for Woody Folsom in Hazelhurst, some of the salespeople, I have an MMA background and a boxing background, and one of the guys just jumped off a golf cart one day and like hopped up at me like that, and I didn't think about it. I said, "Wow!" And I mean, pretty hard. And I said, I'm sorry. But he jumped out and did that. And so immediately I countered. Wow.
Just reactions.
Right upside the gourd. And Matthew, I've never seen Matthew Hayes laugh so loud or long and hard in my life. I'm not going to say who it was unless he gives me permission to tell who hopped out and threw the old fake jab at me. But I popped him right in the face. And I know if I went into somebody came out of a dark room. Yeah. Another.
Like I said, he's just the haunted house nightmare.
Yes.
He would be the nightmare.
April has woken me up before, either like I ran into her. Okay. I went to the bathroom one night and I thought she was in the bed. Right. And I ran into her like in the doorway or something. And she said, Billy, because she knew, So I didn't hit her.
Now that would be a great story.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want her to be hit, but that would be hilarious.
It would not, because there would nobody would believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're probably
nobody would believe it.
So Billy thought she was they were arguing.
But what did she say? Right.
So ma'am, explain the situation.
We need to get April to tell that story.
Hey, speaking of April, by the way, we tell us a little bit about what was on the show on Wednesday. You guys do winning together Wednesday. It's part of the Billy Merritt Presents series. Wednesdays at 11. What was the topic that you guys talked about this past Wednesday?
Smith, what was our topic?
I can get my notes out.
Oh, I didn't realize this was going to be a class project.
give me some direction.
I just did. I'm like, what did you guys talk about 2 days ago?
Talked about. I can't help it. I
trying to promote the show, and then he's like, I don't know.
Here's what we talked about. We definitely talked about social media, and we talked about marketing, and which that sounds like one of our other shows. But
you actually talked a lot about April's actual experience with that instead of our business as a whole.
So everybody's used to hearing my perspective. That's why I like for you guys to do the show on your own sometime, and that's why I do Wednesday show with April, and she has a lot. You don't hear her talking about events or Facebook events or sales, about selling our stuff. So we let her talk about or got her perspective on selling furniture and how to use social media to sell. This is a great tool. And then of course the things that she's seen work very, very well and effectively when it comes to selling. And she's actually been one of the staffers out at the dealerships greeting and helping deliver sales. So it was pretty interesting getting her perspective on that.
Go ahead.
I know that I blanked on it, but I will say it was probably my favorite episode yet. She was.
Were you asleep at the wheel again?
She was so passionate on many of the subjects. I mean,
I tell you what, she is not a natural performer. Like, so just hopping in doing the shows wasn't very natural. Some of our biggest fights have been when I tried to get her to promote doing videos before. All right, so
she's not a fan. Not a fan.
She wasn't, but now she is. So she really came alive and was very confident on the show. And she was a very powerful presence. So I was, she did a great job. So that's what
she really is.
Absolutely.
I mean, she's very educated, in in not in just design, but in business in general. She's very educated. And you're right. You'll just grab your phone. Hey, we're live. And, Billy's on his, on his little tangent, if you will. And April's definitely not the spontaneous type. It's planned. And when she does the show, again, she very, very informative. And it's just really good stuff. So go check that out. You can go on to any of the websites, to the YouTube. That was for Kevin and Teen Hero, by the way.
Episode 43.
So there you go. You can find that stuff.
I want to comment some more. Since you let me on the show
Hey,
after I was late.
Well, seeing Sally, if you look at the screen, you'll notice that I got to find you find the screen right there. It's got Billy Merritt.
Yeah,
and yet now you find right here, there's no name.
No name.
And over here, there's no name.
You got to talk to our producer.
So I guess it's just Billy Merritt's on the show.
Two no names.
Whoops.
Billy Merritt and two no names. That's right. Welcome to the show. I'm no name 1. He's no name 2, and Billy Merritt.
One thing I've got to do is I have to come up with some type of mental cue to remember where I'm at, because now after that diatribe there,
He lost his train of
I
thought.
lost my train of thought. It was about the show. Man, it was about the show. I'll have to go back and look at the notes.
We were discussing social media, marketing and branding, her interior design experience with it. You talked about posting with the same fervor.
Okay, thank you. So there, actually, Smith asked the question because in the 10 minutes that she did let me talk, since she just took over the whole show,
I don't know what that's like.
I was talking
Having somebody
about
just take over the show. No idea. Go ahead.
I was talking about the importance of posting a lot. But so one reason that I feel like maybe Paul doesn't post quite as much as I do, and I'm guessing now, this is just the Jahari window, he can straighten me out if it's wrong, is he doesn't want to be the pesky salesperson always pushing his product. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's the solution to that, though. You have to create goodwill. So you do that by, and Paul's very good at this. He did it on the radio for years and years. Add value, give something either entertaining or informative that people appreciate. So you have to come up with enough content that adds value, that creates goodwill. If you create goodwill and then you mix that with your promotional, and Smith said, is there a ratio? Is there actual? Did you hear this part of the show?
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard part of it.
Okay, so this I want you to relay this to your salespeople, and to anyone interested in sales. You do not want to be, and sometimes you're going to get it wrong. Like I've been very obnoxious and loud on social media on purpose, but I also have tried heavily to give way more value than just promote. So but the ratio is 80-20. You have to create goodwill 80% of the time. You have to give something away. I mean, Paul, here's for you, for instance, you've got so much experience in broadcast, and you've coached me in the many years we've done radio commercials and different things. You've coached me. I mean, you could post 3 times a day. Did you know about broadcast, about recording? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And so and Smith, he think of the things that he knows about that you and I don't have a clue about, but that would be interesting at least. Not that we'd try to do it because I'd rather him do it.
Right.
But did you know? And then just give stuff away, specialized knowledge, and then 20% of the time if you'll promote. And then in addition to that, Felipe, sports, concerts, all those things, you can always go over the top with those.
Personal life.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So anyway, that's
That's good to know.
It is good to know.
Did you take notes?
Oh, I've got that on the other one. Of course.
Y'all are looking at comments or text or something. I see y'all over there.
No, actually, I wanted you to see this. You probably didn't see this morning because you were solving problems.
I was.
Yeah, this was. I mean, it's going to be back. Oh, yeah, they can see it. So it says half. Okay, so I posted this morning. Half. Okay, so what does half actually mean? Well, in my post. So go ahead. What?
No, I don't generally like half, but maybe.
Well, so I mean, I kind of made a point.
Okay.
So half. So I posted that. So the month is half over. Okay. So did you give halfway effort? Do you have a half-ass plan?
Okay.
Do you need to sell more cars in the second half than you did in the first? Message me. That's half the battle.
Preach it, Paul. Preach
Hey.
it, Paul.
There it is. There it is.
I'm always one who gives credit where credit's due. That was badass right there.
Right there. Half.
Preach again. Come on, bring it all from the top.
All right. So I don't even have it in front of me now. So I'm gonna have to wing it. All right. The month is half over. Did you give halfway effort? Do you have a half-ass plan? Do you need to sell more cars in the second half of the month? Message me. That's half the battle.
Okay. So I got to be honest. I'm a dealer. I'm a car dealer. I'm a general manager. I got to be honest, Paul. I'm a salesperson. I did not sell half as many cars as I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I really need to pull this month out.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas is coming. The dealer's looking at my performance. What can I do?
What can you do as the dealer?
Yeah, I'm the general manager. I'm the sales manager. What can I do? I really, my performance wasn't what it should have been.
I wanted to figure out the role that you were being. So if you're the salesperson or the general manager or whatever, that's actually very easy. It really is. This is not rocket science. We've said this for a couple of years now since we started doing this. It's so simple. First thing you do is message us. Billy Merritt Marketing. We're everywhere. You'll find us all over the place. Billy Merritt. You'll see Billy Merritt's right on the screen. The name. Billy's on the screen. His book's on the screen. His name is right. I got to figure this out. There it is. Right there. So anyway, yeah, there it is. So it's everywhere. You'll find Billy Merritt and Billy Merritt Marketing everywhere. So you get a hold of us, message us, call us, email us, do whatever you got to do. It's not hard to get a hold of us. Once you do that, we explain how our events work. You can do a weekly event. We can literally save your month in a week.
Can you really do that?
Yes. We've seen it. We've seen it.
Now I talked about on the show the other day. Thank you for keeping the microphone close to me, Felipe. So Felipe, when you talk, speak, project
my way.
Okay. So we talked about yesterday. I have a few. I mean this in a positive way. I have a few followers that if I say anything, they'll say yes, of course, yeah. We can do that. Can we go to the moon? Yes. Can we sell 1,000 events? Yeah, next month. Yes. I have those people, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. And that's good. I'm
not one of those people.
You're not one of those. Felipe's more of that than you are. Felipe's going to agree with Billy. You know what I'm saying? He's bought in. He's
Team Billy.
He's Team Billy.
Look, I'm Team Billy, dude.
I know you are, but it's a different level of agreement. And that's I'm not saying one's better than the other. And in fact, in this point, I'm pointing out that
we need both.
Yeah, we need both. The skeptic is sometimes more powerful. Okay. Reason I say that, when I told you I had the most effective product in the car business 2.5 years ago, and you were changing jobs, trying to figure out where you wanted to go, did you believe that?
No.
Okay. That's my point right there.
Didn't believe it.
Now, Felipe, when I was talking to you about coming over here and joining this, and I said, I got the most effective product in the car business. Did you believe me?
Yes. I mean, we've done it before.
Okay.
I've seen it in action.
All right. So, and that's powerful that you believe that you've done it before. But what's more powerful is, let me ask you again, Paul, 2.5 years ago, when I told you I had the most effective product in the car business, did you believe it?
Not then. Absolutely now.
He fast forwarded to my next question. Now, 2.5 years later, do you think we have the most effective product in the car business?
Absolutely.
Were you a skeptic about what we could do and how we could affect car dealers and pull their months out?
Yes.
Yeah. And being in the radio business, you've seen tremendous success in radio before, and you used to could just make an impact like that. It got tougher and tougher.
It changed. The world changed.
So 30 years in the car business, skeptical Paul, Billy's saying, hey, man, let me tell you what we can do with the car business. You were very skeptical. Mm-hmm. But after you came in here and you saw what we're doing, now you are a champion for, that's what your last post was just about. So skeptical Paul, I'm going to lead back to your post. Now that you know how powerful we are as a company, what can we do to help these dealers?
All we have to do is communicate. That's the first thing. We have to communicate. So we have to reach out to them. We have to call on more dealers, to share the good news, if you will, that type of thing. So we have to contact our dealers. The dealers can find us, as well. So if they see a video, they see a post, anything like that, they can contact us. That's how it starts. We explain how it works. And one of the beauties that I like about this too, two things mainly. One is how quick it can happen. We can get an event started very quickly and make an impact quickly. So you don't have to wait, weeks and months to make, to see a difference. You can actually see a difference. Very quickly. And then secondly is you can gauge. You can absolutely prove. Everybody wants ROI, and there's a lot of people, you see ROI and a lot of people don't even know what it means. Return on investment. That's what it means. ROI, return on investment. Business people know what ROI is. Customers and regular people, a lot of them don't know what that means. So remember, ROI, return on investment. When you invest money in our service and our product, you want a return. In other words, you want customers, you want sales, you want to sell more cars. And that's exactly what we give. We can prove it. We handle your Facebook page. We put the appointments on your page. You can see how many appointments we set. Okay. So if you're wondering, hey, how many have we sold? How many appointments have we had right now? You can see the number of appointments in real time. I love this. It's so easy to prove. So then again, we give you lots of appointments. Then you handle the sales, what you guys, the dealer, what you guys do best. So we're here to support you, to set the appointments. You sell the cars. It's so simple. it really is. It's just so easy. You don't have to complicate it. It's very easy.
So Smith, I would go back to take this back and forth we had right here and put that out there in some places on LinkedIn where people can see it. I want people to see how Skeptical Paul has become a huge powerhouse in this industry, serving dealers across the country. You used to have to do it in one town at a time, maybe two or three. But just my point is, I'm about to show you. Go ahead.
When you talk at this angle, make sure you're not just talking into the bass, because it's not really happening.
They can still hear Billy. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm loud enough. But so this is this is an email from one of the most powerful, one of the biggest, probably the biggest dealer in the South. And I hope you've already know about this. Mm-hmm. Okay, you already know about that? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So here's what's happened. I went out here and I've created a process and a brand. Buyback Billy Merritt Marketing. Now dealers, some of the largest, most powerful dealers in the country are reaching out to us. Mm-hmm. And they should. And then I turn it over to Paul. Paul puts it in process, and these people are going to, this was an email. Hey, Billy, one of my other stores wants to run an event. It's a couple days old because I get so many emails, but I just saw it on the way over here, and Paul has already handled that. So if you want to sell a lot of cars, you want the best product in the car business, you want the best process in the car business to help you do it, contact Paul or contact Felipe. These guys are dialed into the process on the level of getting it done. So anyway, it works very well. We're almost out of time. It's almost time for Grant's show. So got to go. I don't want to blow through this because it's important to me. The beer recommendation of the week. Every week we give you a beer recommendation, or at least I do. Billy's talking about the Screwmosa and all that kind of stuff. I'm a beer drinker mainly. So Smith, if you'll pull up Bold City Brewery. They're out of Jacksonville. It's a small brewery. You can buy it. Most of the time you can't find it here, but if you go down to the Jacksonville area or Florida somewhere, you'll be able to find it. Bold City Brewery. One of the brews that they make is Duke's Brown Ale. Now, Duke was one of their dogs, actually. It's the next one down. Keep on next one. There it is, right there. Bold City Brewery, Jackson's own craft brewery. Duke's Cold Nose Brown Ale, by the way. It's his dog. That's what he based it on. But it's really good. It's a little bit heavier than most beers, though, I will say. So if you don't like the heavier, thicker beers, that one might not be your thing. But to me, it's very good. Well, Felipe's on the show. What's a go-to beer for you?
I really don't even drink beer, honestly.
Okay. So that, shut up. This is my segment. So the beer recommendation of the week, Bold City Brewery, Duke's Brown Ale. Smith, he'll put the website and the Facebook page in our comments. So go try that Duke's Brown Ale if you're down in Jacksonville, in the Jacksonville area. Also, our sponsor, the Beach Diner in Fernandina. On what street?
On 8th and Sadler.
And what's the breakfast of choice?
The spinach, crab, omelet.
We definitely got to go there. And then finally, before we wrap up the show, we got the Classic Rock Revisit. That's where we talk about a particular rock album from yesteryear, if you will. Boy, am I really sounding old when I say that. Gonna flash back 1987 monster album. Even Felipe knows this one. Monster album. Def Leppard's Hysteria. Was the album. Everybody knows this album. And even though a lot of people probably have heard it in its entirety, it's probably been a while. Because again, people don't buy records anymore. They don't buy albums. So they're listening to singles and making their own playlist. I'm telling you, go try this one out. Def Leppard Hysteria. It sold, I think it was 13 or 14 million copies
Yeah.
back in the day when people bought records, and it's an amazing record.
Do you know how to get a 40-something-year-old white woman to hit the dance floor like a wild woman? Do you know how to-
Pour some sugar on me.
you turn on Pour Some Sugar on Me, buddy, and I don't care if there's 20 or 2,000 40-something-year-old white women, they're going to storm the dance floor.
They do. That's a classic from Def Leppard.
It's like the
Great
great
stuff.
Frankie Heart of the.
Oh, there it
70s.
is. Oh, yeah. That's right. Of the 70s. Oh Lord, he's so young. That's right. Billy needs to be. He needs to be Billy Ray Cyrus.
Man,
for
I didn't
how
even
long?
really have to dress up to be Billy Ray Cyrus in the 90s.
Yeah, you were rocking the mullet.
I had the mullet.
Everybody was.
I'm gonna bring it back.
Everybody was. But check
It's
out
back hard, man.
Check out Def Leppard's Hysteria. Again, there's a lot more on there besides Pour Some Sugar on Me. Rockets on there, and
Love
Animal.
Bites.
Love Bites was the big ballad. And by the way, one of the tracks that are on, it's the final track on the album called Love and Affection. It's actually, in my opinion, it's better than Love Bites. Go see for yourself.
Can I be provocative?
Sure can.
Okay, so I'm the luckiest guy on the planet because I have a 40-something-year-old that's crazy about me. But if you're a 30-something-year-old or a 20-something-year-old, you know, because a lot of those people like the 40-something-year-olds, right? I mean, if you want them to go crazy about you, you got to buy this album that he's talking about.
I was giving you tips every Friday how to get you an older
I'm trying
woman.
to show you, man, how to do it.
That's good.
Billy Merritt, the love doctor over here. So anyway, that wraps up the show. Billy, any parting words besides talking to the plants?
Got to go solve some problem, guys. If you want to make some money in this big old world, find that problem and find a solution to it, and the money will flow to you.
Find the problem, Felipe. Any parting words?
I'm all out. Good Friday.
He's all
I gotta
in.
go solve problems.
That's right. That's right. He's
Loads
back
of
to
problems coming in.
All right.
Here. Thank you,
Go,
guys.
go solve the problems. Have a great weekend. Don't forget Def Leppard Hysteria from 1987. Duke's Brown Ale from Bold City Brewery in Jacksonville. Our sponsor, the Beach Diner in Fernandina.
On
What street?
8th Street and Sadler.
There you go, my boy. Felipe, by the way, just a guest on the show, but hey, we may bring him back. He did pretty well covering for last minute Billy joining the show.
Part-time Billy now.
Have a great weekend. Cheers. We'll see you next week.